Hey guys! So I went on a psilocybin journey yesterday and so much happened. And I wanted to make this video to really talk about what happened, part to share and part for me to remember because I'm sure it will fade over time. And meanwhile, I'm gonna do my makeup at the same time because I got shit to do. So I'm gonna just consolidate, do my makeup, and talk about it at the same time. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the mirror in front of me. So yesterday was January 1st. My husband and I decided to do a psilocybin journey. My intention was to get clarity for 2025 and connect with my guides to see, what I should be working on, where I should put my focus, and like I said in my previous video, a lot has been happening to me, so I just needed some clarity and some understanding. I also wanted to connect with the goddesses and the elements I have been feeling, and boy, I got everything I was asking for. So when I first took the medicine, it hit me pretty quickly, and we didn't take that much. But I think because my husband and I are both really open right now, it hit us pretty fast. And I went really deep this time. This is the deepest I've ever gone on any plant journey. Just about maybe a couple weeks ago, I had done a DMT trip. That was what awakened my Kundalini that time. And then, a lot of things start happening. I start having a lot more visuals. And this time, as soon as the medicine hit my body and I felt the effects, I went right back to that DMT frequency, as I like to call it. That's what I identify it as. It's pretty much the same place I always go whenever I do DMT. But with DMT, everything happens super fast. It's literally within like 10 to 15 minutes, you're done with the journey. But mushrooms always take a little longer. So when I felt that energy coming through, I went into my closet to kind of just sit in silence. And my closet has always been my safe space. It's where I go when I get overwhelmed, when I'm upset. It's where I go when I meditate. And I figured out this time that the closet to me almost represents the void, where everything is silent, everything's still, and the void is also where birth happens, right? The universe was a void until life was birthed into it and planets was birthed into it. So the void is a birthing place, and that's what it represents to me. When I went to my closet, I sat down and closed my eyes, started to meditate, and I felt the medicine like really strongly. I told my guides, I said, hey, like I'm gonna open up fully in this journey. I want to take full advantage, and please just protect my energy. And then I told the divine light, I said, take over my body, channel through my body, do whatever you do to help me to understand. And right away, I felt an energy take control of my body. Like I started doing all kinds of movements. It's like I was still there, but I was watching. Like I was conscious of everything that's happening, but I was watching, I wasn't participating. And my body was like doing these kind of movements, and then it's going back and forth, and I was kind of moving like a snake. And then it made me hold my breath, like hold it, and then instead of releasing the breath, like release slowly and then take small sips. And it was showing me that to access my power that's inside of me, these are the exercises I need to do to access that power. And it told me that all the power I had, it's in my womb. That's where I hold all of my power, all of my wisdom, and it's just starting to open. And the more I did those movements, the more I felt all of this energy like literally building in my womb, and that's where it felt really strongly. And at a certain point, I was like, I need to release this energy. Like it's like building so much inside of me. And no joke, this voice told me, do not release all that energy at once. You will literally, if you release everything at once, it's literally going to shake the foundation of the earth. And I don't think it meant like literally the foundation of earth, but it mean like it'll be too much release for me to do all at once. Instead, it told me I need to release it slowly. And honestly, the rest of the journey was like different ways of me releasing that energy. So that was essentially the first part. I don't know how long I was in the closet for, but I was doing a lot of movements, a lot of breathing exercise, feeling that building of energy. And then it did release a little bit of energy when I was still sitting there, and then I saw in my vision like this energy, like waves freezing, just coming out of me and going up into the heavens. And after that, my husband was going really deep, and he was actually like gagging. He had to purge. He ate before the journey, so he had to purge quite a lot, whereas I didn't eat, so I didn't really have to purge. So when he was purging, I went outside because I was boiling soup, boiling some bones to make soup right before the medicine hit me, and I kind of just left it there to simmer. So I went to go check on that. After check on the soup, I just sat down like in my living room kitchen area, and the animals came over, and I started connecting with my animals. And it was like I can see their soul through their eyes, I can hear them, and they told me what they're here for and what they needed. So Daisy, my German Shepherd, she told me that Hecate actually sent her to me. Like she's been here with us for over a year now, waiting for me to awaken. And she is the protector of our property. But she told me that she really does not like to be an indoor only dog. She yearns to be free, to run free, to be with nature. So we are working really hard now to get an invisible fence up, because our whole property is fenced except our driveway. So we're hoping to get an invisible fence up there. Then she can hopefully be outside and roam around, especially at nighttime, because she is so unhappy inside. And then Dottie, she is our disabled dog. Where is she? She's not here right now. She's our disabled dog. She was born with spina bifida, so her back legs do not work. And she has a lot of behavior issues, to the point that we were going to look for a new family for her because we couldn't handle her behavior issues. She was chewing up everything. She was barking all the time, nonstop. She's bit me a couple times. So I really connected with her, and she actually told me how frustrated she is, because she showed me that she on the inside is like a regular dog. She sees herself as a regular dog, but she's very frustrated because she can't do the things that the other dog do. She sees the other dogs running in our yard, and she can't do that. So she feels very frustrated and very stuck. And to release that energy is when she chews. So understanding that now, there's one pair of slippers that she's already chewed up, and she seemed to like that the most. And if she chews that, she leaves all the other shoes alone. So I kind of just gave her that shoe to chew afterwards, because I was like, all right, release your energy. And then Casper, he told me that he is perfectly happy. He is happy as long as he's with us. He was meant to be our guardian, and that's his role, and he's fulfilled in that role. The only thing was that he showed me that his body is dying, he said, and that's what makes him really sad, because he doesn't want to leave us. So he said that he needed better nutrition, and I asked him, is it more food? Should we feed you more food? Because we already get really good quality kibble for him, but he said no, it's not the quantity of food, it's the quality of the food. He just needs more nutrition. So we're gonna look into getting him better nutrition and do some research on better food. And then there's our cats. Sage is my daughter Savannah's cat. They're like this all the time. Like, he loves to be with her, and it was shown to me that he is here to be her guardian. So that's not a surprise to me or to my husband. And then Nova, who we got for my daughter Sophie, she loves me, and she hangs around me all the time. In fact, I can't even go to the bathroom without her wanting to be in there with me. She gets super upset when I lock her out of anything. And it showed me that Nova is meant to be my energy protector. And then Mother Gaia kind of came through at that point, not very strongly. I channeled her later way more strong when I was outside. But at that point, she kind of came through, and she kind of showed me sort of my past. And she reminded me, like, when I was, well, my entire life, I never felt like I truly belonged. And I always felt like there was something I meant to do, but I don't know what it is. And I felt like I wanted to go home, and I didn't know where home was. I just knew like I wanted to go home. I didn't want to be here. Like, every time I see anything bad about happening to a planet, it will hurt so much. And Mother Gaia came through and told me that I'm one of her children, and I'm can embody all the elements. And the reason I never felt like I belong is because, and I yearn to go home because I yearn to be with her. I yearn to return to the elements. And she said, but she said, my work here is not done. She said, that's why when I was 15, I took a whole box of sleeping pills to kill myself, but I didn't die, because she said, your work wasn't done. Like, it wasn't your time. That's why you didn't die. And she then showed me her sadness, how sad she feels, how the planet has become, how humans, a lot of us have kind of left her and not defended her. And so she said, like, I am here to help spread her message and to help heal the earth, and she needs me here. But I remember at that point, I was really sad. I was sad for her. I was sad for me, because I knew that my spirit really wanted to go back. So I cried during that time, just feeling all that sorrow and that homesickness. And then she told me that my animals are here as my anchors in this 3D world, in that when I discover my magic, when I discover my power, every time I channel it, I'm going to yearn to return to her and to leave this world. But my animals will be here to pull me back, to remind me that I have work here and I should stay here. And actually, Nova did a lot of that when I was going through this journey. She called me back a lot of times. In fact, just then, like, I was channeling her, I was feeding her energy, and I was really getting into it. And I heard this big crash and scared the crap out of me. I actually got angry for a second, because the Nova had knocked over my teacup and there's tea all over the floor. And then I realized after that, oh, I shouldn't be mad at her, because I was so deep into it. Like, I was not on this planet. I was like gone. So she kind of brought me back. After that, my husband called me to lie down next to him in bed, because he needed my energy there. So I went, and I laid down, and that's when I kind of, what I call heaven, like I went to heaven. It was this bright white space. I've been there before, like the last time I did DMT, when I had my Kundalini awakening, that's where I went. And it sort of just picked up where I left out exactly last time, in that same white room filled with sacred geometry. Last time I saw 2 snakes when I had my Kundalini awakening. This time there were a lot of snakes in all kinds of different colors. And when I look up close, the snake scales, each scale is an individual eye. And they were just like slithering into me, all over me. And wherever they slither into, it felt so good. Like, I felt absolute bliss. My husband said when he looked over, he said, I looked dead. He said, you are like pale white and you're just lying there, like, look like you're dead. And he had to like check to see if I was still breathing. And I was like telling him I was literally in heaven. And then I remember at one point I also felt a ton of energy in my womb again when that's all happening. And I remember at that point I thought this really clear thought, like, oh my God, this is what it's like to truly be divinely feminine. Like, I really loved being a woman. I loved being divine. I loved being feminine. I loved all of it. And I can feel all the power in my womb. And that's where I hold all my magic. I could feel it. And I think that's when I had my second Kundalini awakening, was during that part. After that, like, my husband held my hand because he was going through something pretty hard. And so I started sending energy to him, and I send my energy again through my womb. I can feel the energy coming out of me into him. And then he started gagging and like saying like, thank you. Okay, I understand. Like, he's getting a lot of messaging. And when he's quieted down, like, I then went back into this heavenly world I was in. And I just felt pure like bliss and happiness. I started laughing. I could not stop laughing, or just giggling and laughing, just so happy and full of joy and hope. And again, I can see those snakes like slithering all over me. Once that was complete, I came out of it. I got up onto the ground to sit with Dottie and my dogs and cats, just to spend time with them. And kind of, it was like a little break between my multiple channelings that day. And while I was down there, my husband again was having a hard time. he was like saying he was gagging a little bit, and he was like saying like, I understand, like thank you, and he kept on saying that, and then suddenly this energy took over me. And I recognize this as Hecate's energy because she's been with me for a while now, or for a few weeks now. So I recognize her energy. I feel it when I meditate. And I literally just stood up from where I am. Again, I was conscious. I stood up and walked over to him, but I wasn't controlling my body. And I got up, walked over to him. I put my hand on his forehead, and I start telling him, like, I start saying, like, again, wasn't like coherent words, but I was saying like don't think, go in. Don't think, go in. Because every time he's like, thank you, and then she would say, don't think, go in. Let go of your brain. And then he told me, like, when I put my hand on his head, like everything went black and he was able to calm down. And after he came down, I just got up, came back and laid down and hung out with Dottie again. And then I somehow ended up outside. I don't know how I got outside. I don't remember at all. But I ended up outside, and I kind of first just like kneeled down, and we're just kind of looking around and connecting with nature. And then something came over me again, and it was Mother Gaia energy. It was earth elemental, wind elemental energy. I could feel it all over me, and then it took over my body again, and I started doing like these weird body movements again that I haven't done. I started doing weird breathing that I haven't done. It was like this weird breathing that I've never done it before. And as I was doing that breathing, I can feel again energy building up in my womb, a ton of energy. And then finally, she released it. And when she released it, I had my head on the ground. I was kneeling with my head on the ground. When she released it, she let out this great call. The message was basically like along the lines of like, wake up my children with earth and wind elemental magic. Wake up, gather, and come to me. And then she also said, my winged friends, my critters in the earth, carry this message. And I literally heard like gooses flying by. I heard crows. After that, that energy kind of just like came out of me and became calm. And I just knelt there for a while. And then when I looked up, all of my chickens were sitting, like I was kneeling in front of a chair, and all of my chickens were on that chair. Just all of them were just there. It was incredible. By that time, I had felt Hecate's energy. I had felt Mother Gaia's energy coming to me. The Morgan has been coming to me for like a week or 2 weeks. So I wanted to like ask what she needed from me. And then she actually came to bid me farewell because she needed me to send a message to one of my friends who went through a difficult divorce and having a lot of issues right now with his ex-wife. And she has been trying to reach out to him. In fact, she first came to me when I was asking, like, who can help him. And she basically channeled a bunch of messages for him through me. And the day before yesterday, so on the 31st, we had gone to see him. I had told him all the message, and he said when he meditated, he connected with her. And so he is now connected to her. So then she told me that what she needed me to do is done. She needed him because he had energy that she needed to help with the great rebalancing. As she said she needs him to help for the great rebalancing of energy on this planet for the next phase of humanity. That's what she told me. So she said, now that I've connected them, like my job for her is done. So she thanked me, bade me farewell, and then I literally felt her energy leave my body. And now I don't feel her anymore. I do feel Hecate and Mother Gaia inside of me, but not the Morgan. After that, I came back inside, and something told me to go take a shower. And here's the thing, I am not a water person. I am an earth person. I love like plants. I love to be like in nature, but I don't love to be in water. Like we have a pool and a hot tub. I only been in our hot tub like once, and I did not like it. I have not been in our pool once. I take a shower because I need to, not because I enjoy the act of taking a shower. But it told me I need to be in water. It told me I need to also embody the element of water. So when I got into the shower, it literally forced for me to put my whole head in the shower, and I hate that feeling. Okay, so there was a lot of struggle. I remember I was like, I can't breathe, like wiping the thing on my face, but it just held me there until I surrendered. And when I surrendered, like this water energy then took over my body, and then I was like on the ground again, like on the shower, right in the bottom of the shower, like doing weird movements again, like snake movements, breathing weird. To me, in my head, so watching, what came to logically is some kind of ritual that I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing because I've never done this before. And again, I felt all of this energy building up in my womb. And then when I finally released it, or when she finally released it, again, a call was sent out, and she said, to wake up my brothers and sisters with water elements. It's time to wake up, time to gather, come to me. And once that left me, I came back, and I was like, okay, like I need to like shower because I was afraid the water's gonna get cold because I don't know how long I've been there. My husband told me I was in the shower for a long time. And so I started bathing, started washing my hair. And usually when I'm in the shower, I wash very quickly because again, I don't enjoy the act of showering. I just do it because I have to. So I started doing everything quickly. And then it was like something took over my body, like literally took over my hands and start like massaging like my scalp and just doing everything really carefully. And then like when I took the razor to shave, it was guiding my hand and like shaving really, really slowly, really gently. Like what the emotion I got, the feeling I got is nurture yourself. At one point, I remember going, oh, I forgot to shave my underarms. And I also reached for the razor, and it told me, don't worry, you don't have hair there. And I was like, I had to shave. So I went to reach for the razor, and then again, something took hold of my hand, turned it around, and made me feel under my armpits, and there was no hair. And I was like, oh, okay. Um, and then after that, I sat down on the shower floor, and I was just playing with water. I can feel all the energies through me. I can envision them, and to me, the fire energy was a red serpent. The earth energy is a brown serpent, and the wind energy is a gray serpent. But the water energy is a blue water dragon, like those Asian water dragons. That's the water energy. So they're all serpents except the water energy is a water dragon. But the Asian water dragon also kind of embodies that serpent look. And I was just kind of playing with all the spirits. I was having a lot of fun. I was like giggling, especially with the water, because the water energy is all new to me. So I was giggling in there. And then I was getting really lost in that feeling. And then Nova started meowing. She was like sitting on top of the shower. She started meowing and woke me out of the trance. When I came out, I realized I was sitting on top of the shower drainage. And the shower was almost to the top, it was going to overflow. So I got up and let it drain. And then I got out the shower. After I got out the shower, I was really cold, so I towered up really quickly, put on my robe, and then went to do my skincare. And again, I was just gonna get it done so I can, leave the bathroom. And as I was like just slathering on my skincare, like what I usually do to get it done, something took over my body again. And this time I felt Hecate. I knew it was her. And she started like making me like tap my skin, tap every single skincare in. She made me smell everything, and she told me everything I do is a ritual, whether it's cleansing myself, whether it's nourishing my skin or nourishing my body. Everything I do is a ritual, and I need to take my time, set the intention as I'm doing that. So she kind of, I have like 5 different skincare to put on. So every time she just made me tap, 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 tap until everything's absorbed. And she's like, I'm activating like all your blood vessels, activating everything. And she really made me tap my forehead. And in fact, this morning when I put on my skincare, I did that, and I was tapping my forehead. And I am now fully back on the 3D world. But when I was packing my forehead, when I opened my eyes, I could literally see frequencies going in front of my eyes and around me. It was pretty crazy. So she showed me, hey Novi, are you stuck? Are you stuck? Hi, baby. So she showed me that how to take. So she showed me how to take care of my body. And in fact, when she took over me, I took out my robe because I wasn't cold anymore. I was just standing there Like it's middle of winter, I didn't have the heater on yet. I was just standing there. I'm just like putting on skincare, and I wasn't cold. After that was all done, I went to get dressed, and she was still, in control. So she selected a summer Grecian style dress, like a summer dress, okay? And at first I wasn't cold, and then when I got cold, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab a coat. And she basically told me my clothes suck. Not in those exact words, but she told me that like they were all made of synthetic materials and like not well made, even though they were pretty. And she said a queen needs to dress like a queen. And I was like, well, I'm not really into the brand names, like all the luxury stuff. And she's like, it's not about luxury or how much you spend. It's about the materials that you put onto your skin and the craftsmanship that's put into the material, because again, everything is a ritual. So you have to take care of yourself and take care of your environment and treat it like a ritual for it to work. So then I ended up just sitting there in front of a heater in the summer dress because she didn't like any of my coats, and I just sat there for a long time. And she really showed me again how to take care of me, how to properly put my lotions on. Like she made me smell all of my oils to awaken my senses before I put them on my body. At one point, she made me look in the mirror, and I can see all versions. Like I was naked, but I can see all versions of me. I can see me skinny. I can see me chubbier. None of it was ever unhealthy. I was not like bulimic, nor was I obese. But she showed me different versions of me. And then when I looked down at my own body, basically she told me that my body is unhealthy right now because I haven't been taking care of it. And she said I needed to do yoga. And I told her I don't like yoga. Or she said yoga and stretching. And I was like, I don't like yoga or stretching. And she told me that I have always looked at exercise as a way to my vanity instead of taking care of my body. But it's time to take care of my body, and all of the other things will follow if I take care of my body. And then while she's with me, when I was getting dressed, I have a necklace of hers. Well, it's a Hecate necklace, and I also put it on. And she told me I didn't have to put it on to honor her because she is within me. And she said anytime I want to access her, I just have to do the breathing and the movements to access that energy within my womb, and that's where her wisdom lies. But she said if I want to wear it to honor her, then that's completely up to me, but it's not necessary. We also talked about my business and finance. Well, not finance, but my business. I showed her that I was supposed to do a live show on Sunday, and there's so much to do, and I didn't know if it was quite ready, but I felt like I had to do it. And she showed me that she told me, she's like, abundance is coming, it's coming, your husband knows it's coming, abundance coming, but it's coming towards me. I don't have to work for it. And she said a lot of it's come through my husband. And I said, well, I don't want to put more pressure on him. And she said, it's not putting more pressure on him, it's whatever he's working on, it's already coming into fruition, and the abundance is coming. I just have to get out of the way and stop sabotaging myself. And she said my role now is, now that this knowledge has opened within me and I can feel the power, I don't know how to access it. I don't know how to use it correctly. So I'm supposed to sit still a lot in this year, sit in silence while I'm inside and tap into her to get the wisdom to learn how to utilize this magic, and spend a lot of time outside in nature and to tap into Mother Gaia's energy and to work with her to understand how to work with the elements to help the planet. And then I have a business trip coming up in February to go to like the biggest gem show in the world. And this was supposed to be a very, very busy trip. I will have a lot planned to be done. And she actually told me to reconsider. She asked me to reconsider if I should turn this more into a discovery, self-discovery, and sister bonding kind of trip, because I'm going with my sister Mia, and she said, if you can actually turn this into like more a bonding and discovery of you, also maybe invite one more person. And she showed me who, and she said, if you all come together and just be there to be with the energy of the crystals and get what inspires you instead of having a list of what to buy. And if nothing inspires you, then get nothing. But regardless, the most important things is bonding with these women and learn from each other, because we all have different talents, we all have different powers that we can share. And I think that's the hardest part for me, because it all sounds great, but I still live in this 3D world and I still have to pay bills. I have kids. So that's the hardest part I have been trying to understand how to approach. I'm obviously still going to do my shows. I don't know about the Sunday. We'll see if I can get it done in time, but I'm definitely still going to be doing the shows and, trying to do what I can, but I will not overwork myself. So anyway, that is my unbelievable psilocybin journey. It's life altering. I have never gone this deep before. I have never experienced any of these before. This is the next day now. Today is January 2nd. So obviously I'm back in the 3D frequency, but I can feel the goddess is within me. I can feel Hecate when I tap into my womb. When I go outside, I can feel Mother Gaia. I can feel all four elements within me. I feel like power and magic going through my veins. I just don't know what to do with it. So there's a lot of learning on my end, and I'm hoping to connect with more people that understand this, can teach me how to utilize this energy, and how to serve humanity for its greatest need. And that's what I'm here for. But anyway, I hope this wasn't too crazy. I hope I was more precise, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.